Hello and welcome to your weekly energy top up. And today's show is packed of exercises to build your mental and emotional fitness. And we're all about building inner strength and confidence. I'm chartered psychologist Dr. Audrey Tang, and with me is award-winning parent and family coach Sharon Lawton.
Hello everyone. So today we want to focus on how you can build your inner strength, your inner superpower, and that's something called positivity. And that's all around looking for the good. And although sometimes it might feel a little bit tough, it even might feel tough at the moment, we can train our brains to look out for and notice and look at the seeing and the hearing and all of the feelings of things that are important around us.
Absolutely. And as always, we have got a show that is packed full of techniques for you to use. Now, remember, building resilience is really a little bit like insurance. You may think you don't need it, but when you do, it comes in really handy. And like insurance, you don't need to get all of it from us. Use what works for you. So we're going to kick off with a warm-up as usual. And this is a gratitude stretch. And I'd like you to do this with me, because if you've been at home this Easter, you may be feeling a little bit stiff, and this is really good for your posture. So I'd like you to stretch your hands out in front of you, stretch them out. And as you're doing that, please think of someone you are really grateful to have in your life right now. Think of someone. It can be a pet if you like. Really stretch, stretch, stretch. And then I'd like you to stretch your feet. You can stretch those out in front of you, stretch your feet out. You might, if you're standing, go on tiptoe. And as you're stretching your feet, you could circle your ankles about. I'd like you to think about one thing you are grateful to have in your life. So really stretch your legs. You stretch your arms with a person. You're going to stretch your legs with one thing. And then you're going to give your body a bit of a shake out. And you're going to think about one thing you're looking forward to today. And I love the gratitude stretch because not only is it really brilliant for our postures, but it gets us thinking about all the wonderful things we have in our life right now. And a little secret tip, the more you do it, the more you'll notice certain people or certain things keep popping up in that gratitude. And it means you can think about spending a little bit more time with those things and those people who really energize you. And they rev you up for the things that we actually have to go through that maybe we don't find as much fun. So now you're all warmed up. We're going to move on to Sharon for our first technique.
Oh, thanks so much, Audrey. I love that. I'm going to do that this week. I'm going to do a gratitude stretch every morning. So that was brilliant. So my little exercise for you guys this week is imagine you could reach for something when you're feeling a little bit wobbly. Imagine that you could have all of your strategies just in one place. Well, that's what this exercise this week is all about. So it's about creating a keeping calm box or a keeping calm kit. So it can be really, really simple. So I've got a couple of things just to show you here. I'm going to go through it with you. So it can be as simple as having a shoebox. And I've got a shoebox here that I've covered in superhero paper, something sort of around our superpowers. But I've actually got mine in a tin. And my tin has got a little superhero on it. So I'm just going to go through some of the things that I've got inside just to give you a few ideas. Now, the idea behind the Keeping Calm kit is that whenever you're feeling a little bit low, a little bit wobbly, you just need that little bit of a top up. You reach for your kit and you've got some things inside that help. So here's a few ideas. So in my kit, I've got a little cuddly, fluffy, soft toy that I can sort of snuggle up to and feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I've also got a little journal here, which I can write down my thoughts or my feelings, or just write down some ideas of things that I'm feeling on that particular day. I've also got inside a CD, and the CD is just a few different tracks of some really nice, relaxing, calming music and guided meditations. And this one's specifically for families and young people, but there are lots out there. I've also got inside my breathing card. Now, this breathing card is around star breathing. So the star breathing card just helps us to be able to think about focusing on our breathing, because we looked at breathing last time, didn't we? And breathing helps us to feel calm again. The other things I've got in here are fiddle toys. So I've got something to do with my hands if I'm feeling a little bit nervous, and also my Keeping Calm strategy cards. Just on my little strategy cards are little ideas of things that I can do if I'm feeling a little bit worried. So I've got things on use calm breathing, tell myself to be calm, count to 10 and think again, tell someone how I feel. So just some different strategies of things that you know that work for you that you can pop in your Keeping Calm kit. So there's a few ideas for you. You could put your own ideas in. What will you put in your Keeping Calm kit? Over to you, Audrey. What would you do?
I love that exercise, Sharon. It is so wonderful. And you can have a look at Sharon's Instagram page, which is @Sharon@Flair. And there is a beautiful Keeping Calm kit from one of her clients on there, which is so nice. And we've got an instructional on the Wellness League channel as well. But yes, Sharon, I have my own Keeping Calm kit because you've inspired me. And this is something that we also give out at the end of training sessions. If organizations have asked me to come in and talk about well-being, not everyone needs to necessarily have one as a gift, but you can make these up yourself as well. And for adults, there's a couple of adaptations you might want to put in. For example, you might decide to put in a box of tea, just to make sure you've always got something to sit down and warm you up. I like to put in a penny. Now, this is a really silly thing, and there's a note that goes with this, but the penny's in there just so you feel you never are quite broke. I just like that idea. Like Sharon, got a little stress ball in there as well. Also, we've got pen and paper to write things down. Also, you can use that if you've suddenly got a creative idea, because sometimes keeping a pen and paper handy is a lot easier than writing on your phone, especially if you're woken up in the middle of the night. And the last thing I've got in there is a sweet. I like to say it's to keep your life flavoursome, but certainly if you suffer from diabetes and you need something to pep you up immediately, that can form part of a crisis pack to make sure you've got something to hand in case you ever need it. So it's such a great activity. Thank you so much, Sharon. It's a wonderful one, your Keep Calm kit. If you've got one, please let us know what you've got in there. Now, our next exercise is one where you can learn to think about being positive and feeling good about you. Because a lot of the time, when it comes to positive thinking, we can say, oh yes, I'm strong and I know I am, but that could just be words. We really need to change our mindset. And Sharon is going to show us exactly how we can do that. Back to you, Sharon.
Thanks, Audrey. Now, as you know, our brain is amazing. It's full of interconnecting pathways, a little bit like a roller coaster. It sends messages all around the brain, just like the little carriages on a roller coaster. Now, it has an amazing and most important job to do. And that job is to keep us alive. Tell us when we're hungry, tell us when we're thirsty, tell us when we're tired. So it has a really important job to do. But its job is not to make us happy. That's our job. That's why we have to train our brain to look for the good things. Now, one of the ways to feel happier and to build a confident mindset is to focus on the things that we like about ourselves. Focus on the things that we're good at. So this week, I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to write down 5 things that you like about yourself. Now, I've got a little mindset sheet that you can see there on the screen. Now, that's available as a free download from my website, and I'll give Audrey the link as well, and we'll pop that up at the end. So all you need to do is to write down 5 things that you like about yourself. So I'll challenge you to do that this week, see how you get on, and then see how your brain then starts to notice other things that you're good at too. Okay, Audrey, back to you.
Thanks, Sharon. Again, love that idea, because when we can think positively, we don't necessarily need anything else around us. We just need our own brains. And as Sharon says, our brains are so powerful. Now, a way that you can do this with your teams or adults, you may wish to try this as well. You can just simply create a bit of a mind map, and you can either put yourself in there. Sometimes, if you wish, you could draw a little stick man. I'm not very good at art. And I want you to write down all of the amazing things about you. And this isn't very easy for us. So sometimes if you think about how a good friend might see your strengths, that may be how you get the words on the page. So maybe someone thinks you're positive or kind or talented. Another way of doing this is in your journals or in somewhere where you can write this down. You might wish to remind yourself that I am proud of myself because, and then write down all of the things that you've done this week. And not only that, you can do this for other people, and you can even do this for organizations. It is possible, for example, so one of my old lanyards when I used to do training for the NHS, who we are absolutely loving at the moment. It's really important to recognize how great these organizations are. So you could even have your organizational logo in the middle of the page and then write those positive things. And something else you could even do for the NHS, which is lovely because you've been doing all of those rainbows and putting them in windows, is even make them a rainbow word jumble by putting all of those words you've got on your page into a word jumble, which makes a bit of a picture using lots of different colors. And that can also be given as a gift to somebody too. So thank you so much for that exercise, Sharon. And now it is time to go to our homeschool. And Kirsty Manning has been trying out the activities that we have on our Wellness League channel. Let's see how she's getting on.
Thanks, Audrey. This week, Rosie and I have done the positive attitude activity to celebrate all the kids being awesome during lockdown, and we asked for your help. We received this fab video from Lily and Layla, who have been doing gymnastic demos for their gym club, General Stars Gymnastic Club Facebook page.
This is my straddle lever.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Now, as you can see, Rosie has been helping me to make hearts. This one is for Lily and Layla for their gymnastics. So well done, girls. That's great work. Do you want to stick it up, Rosie?
Yeah!
This heart is for Amelia. Amelia has learnt to ride her bike without stabilisers. You have made your mummy so proud. Well done, Amelia. Next, we have this amazing superstar. This heart is for Riley. Riley has done something truly amazing. Riley has taught himself to speak Polish so he can speak to his friends online. He did this totally independently without mummy or daddy knowing, which is absolutely amazing. What an achievement. Well done.
Can you put it there, Mummy?
Next, I have one
Thanks.
for Lois. Lois is a girl after my own heart. Lois has been learning to read, and she now knows all of her 3-letter words. Well done, Lois. This is amazing. And your amazing godmother, Katie, put this in for us. So we're so pleased, and well done, Poppet. Now, obviously, I couldn't do this and not put in my own 2 cheeky little monkeys. So this one here is for Edward. Edward has been really busy learning at home. He loves his homeschool, and he has adapted to this big change being at home all the time so well. So I'm very proud of you, baby boy. Well done. Just need one little push button. Put your brothers on. Yeah. This one here is for my little helper, Rosie. She has been using all of her resilience in learning a new sport. Rosie has been given a pair of rollerblades, and she is now on her way to actually being able to roller skate so well. So we're very proud of you, Poppet. Do you want your own heart? Yeah. And I couldn't do this segment without mentioning a group of incredibly special people. I've made one specially for the school that I work for, Oakbank. I'm so proud to be part of such a family orientated school. You've all been working so hard to ensure that the kids we work with have some connection to us and whatever normality we can bring. I'm so sorry I can't be with you at this time, but I want you to know that you are all always in my thoughts every day. I'll be raising a glass and clapping for a minute in honour of each of my Oakbank family Sunday afternoon at midday. We are one team, we're one family, we are one Oakbank community, and I love you all. Mwah. So thank you, Audrey. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Kirsty. We love to see your videos, exactly as Kirsty says. So please do send us any of your videos or photographs, especially if you've been trying any of the tutorials on the Wellness League channel. Now, before we go, Sharon has a lovely cool down for us. This is how to prime our minds to think really positively. Over to you, Sharon.
Thanks, Audrey. Now, we were talking earlier about how amazing our brain is, and we can rewire our brain. We can train it to think positively and also look for the good as well. And this is one of my favorite things to do. I do it with all of my clients, and I just want to share it with you as well. It's called positive affirmations, or creating your own positive mantra. Now, I've got one for us to share together this week, but there's no reason why you can't have a chat with your family and friends and design your own and create your own positive mantra going forward. Now, if we're going to start a new habit, the best thing to do is to tack a new habit onto something that we already do. So I usually would say, if you're going to start doing a positive mantra, it's really nice to do it first thing in the morning and last thing in the evening. And of course, you can use it whenever you need it, but start off with that. Now, the thing that we do every morning and every evening is to clean our teeth. So when you're cleaning your teeth, I'm going to challenge you to say your positive mantra to yourself. Now, to all of the children out there, when you're cleaning your teeth, you're not going to say your positive mantra out loud, because you'll spit toothpaste all over the mirror, and I don't think your mum and dad will be very happy about that. So you can just say it in your minds, but we're going to say it out loud together first. Now, when we say our personal mantra, our positive affirmation, we say it 3 times. So 3 times in the morning, 3 times in the evening, and we're going to say it together 3 times now. Now, our affirmation that we're going to close with is, I am loved and safe. Okay, so I am loved and safe. So we're going to say that together after 3. 1, 2, 3. I am loved and safe. Again, I am loved and safe. And once more, I am loved and safe. Awesome, well done. So every morning and every evening, say that positive mantra to yourself 3 times and see how you get on. Have a go at that. We'd love to hear how you notice the good things that are happening as a result. Back to you, Audrey.
Thank you so much. I love that affirmation. That just makes me feel all warm inside. And that is all we've got time for this week. So do join us next week for another energy top up to rev you up for the week ahead. And before we go, Sharon and I will leave you with Reverend Mandy Marriott of the Dustin Parish to give us her thought for the week about strength through kindness. Bye for now.
Bye.
Hello. I'm Mandy, back with you again, and I'd like to share a few thoughts as we conclude our session today. William Shakespeare once wrote, "How far that little candle throws its beams, so shines a good deed in a weary world." Well, the world is indeed weary at the moment. But when we hear of acts of kindness or experience for ourselves the kindness of others, it lifts us above the weight of sadness and fear. I wonder if any of you ladies out there remember an advert for Impulse body spray? Probably not so PC now. It was a number of years ago, And in the advert, a handsome young man was standing in close proximity to a young lady, and he's caught by the sense of her impulse body spray. And he immediately rushes to a florist to buy her flowers. Certainly never happened to me. Ah, well. You know, many world religions teach us to be kind. Jesus told the story of the Good Samaritan, whereby help for someone who'd been robbed came from an unexpected source. Jesus also demonstrated loving service to others by washing the feet of his disciples at the Last Supper. Now, I'd like to share a favourite story of mine to encourage us in these days to be kind. It's called Something Nice. It was the usual situation of a high school teacher trying to get across to her class a very difficult maths concept. Each day, the more she tried, the more plainly her students were becoming not only frustrated, but quite edgy. Sensing a high degree of anxiety, one Friday the teacher said, "Look, put away your books. Everyone take out a piece of paper and list on that piece of paper all the other students' names and write something nice about each one." So that's what they did, the whole class. Well, at the end, she collected up the papers and went home. And over the weekend, she listed the names of all the students and all of the nice things that their fellow students had to say about them. When she went in on Monday morning, she gave the papers out to each of the students. And immediately, the tenor of the class changed. She even overheard one of her pupils whisper to another, "I never knew that anybody thought anything nice about me." And so they were able to progress. The years went by, students came and went, and eventually they had one of those very necessary class reunions. When they gathered around Helen, their old teacher, one of the fellows opened up his wallet and pulled out a ragged piece of paper that had obviously been folded and refolded many times. Helen recognised it immediately as the list she had given to them, to this lad and many others, many years ago. And then another student told her how she had kept that list in her bedroom drawer all these years. Yet another student volunteered that she had this list pasted in her wedding album. Another young man pulled out his wallet and showed that he too had carried the list all the time. Well, the teacher was quite overwhelmed to think that a minor gesture all those years ago, just to settle down a class, had meant so much to all of those students. Someone had said something nice about them. And during the years when they were feeling low, they would pull out that bit of paper and they would remember that to somebody they were of value, that they mattered, that something was good in their lives. It's a wonderful story, and it reminds us that everyone matters. Today, is Easter Day, a time when we remember that we matter to God so much that God's Son, Jesus, died and rose again so that death and darkness would not have the final say. This week, I want to encourage you to show others that they matter by sharing a little kindness in word or in deed. As the Bible says, remember to do good and help each other. Bye for now.